right, greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. All right, do something a little bit different, hopefully lighthearted. We'll see. So, Captain Kirk, Captain Kirk of Star Trek. Yeah, yeah, I think I wrote that right. Yeah, Captain Kirk. Channel his energies to go into the Orion Wars. A little bit more. I don't know if it'd be more detailed. We'll see what comes through. What's a lot that comes through. Uh, getting kind of a vibe on that, but and Masonic temples. I'm not sure how if I'm gonna go with that one, but we'll see. But I'm going to show what I saw in St. Louis and what I did not see. So apparently, when I did a search for a Masonic temple on Google Maps, I'm on a time frame and I want to be there forever, but it sent me to a place that's further away than where I was, meaning that there was a Masonic temple that was closer. I could have went to them and messed up. But I'm glad I went to the one I went to. That was kind of not that exciting. But I'll show that here. So it's Captain Kirk. The reason it kept connected with that, might as well. It's more than just the show, Star Trek, just basically Star Trek alien energies, in general. Just the vibe of it, it came from a channeling, basically. Star Trek came from a channeling from somebody. Somebody tapped into it. And that inspired Gene Roddenberry to connect to it. Some lines on that. I can't remember all the details. So I'm still recuperating from the trip. I'm doing better, but I still have a long ways to go, it seems. It's like it's all catching up to me, but that's okay. So I'm talking about our private sessions. We have a schedule here. We have all over the place. We have the shop. Same situation here. We have the cats in the background. We have the webinar, social network, and behind the scenes. Whoops. Okay, so so to give an idea of what I saw. Okay, so this is where I went to first. To some Masonic home. Maybe that's not it. I'm pretty sure that's it. That was that. Yeah, this looks about right. It says Missouri. Yeah. Which is weird. Some things aren't adding up here. But this isn't where I was. So it's like, it looks the same, but it looks different. Well, anyway, no, this is it. I didn't see that building over there. I didn't see this building. I didn't notice this. I don't know what that is. A church? Yeah, it figures. So there's a prestigious a real nice neighborhood back here. Notice how it's blocked from you can get in this neighborhood, but you have to go around. But it's funny how it's kind of locked up. I parked over here and walked over here. I did video of this too. This place isn't that exciting. It looks like it's run down practically. That's a Masonic lodge basically. And this is it's a church. I don't know what the kind of church it is, but it doesn't matter. And there's another church there. And you see the symbol on the window, like a portal. I didn't notice that when I was there. I was kind of a little bit in a hurry of it, just to get out of there. At Creepville. I think this is another church. It looks nice and friendly, doesn't it? This whole area looks nice and just, nice place to hang out, just creepy as hell, basically. Oh, but we haven't got anywhere yet. So, yeah, so this place isn't that exciting. It's close. It looks like it's open once a week. But what I did not see, so when I did research on this, I did not see this place. So this is heavy alt. I did not see this. This is actually closer to downtown. This is heavy artillery here. This is a big deal. Yeah, this is. I did not visit this place. I wish I did. It's completely. This is Spooksville, and just seeing the two stories here is pretty messed up. I mean, where do you see this stuff? But because St. Louis is part of the early America, and it's like, does that look like it's warm and fuzzy and all that? No, far from it. It just looks evil. So yeah, I missed this. I didn't get to see this place. I wish I did, but they all have its reasons. So I wanted to visit this place, and I was in this neighborhood. I don't know if you can go through here. You can't. Yeah, it's blocked off. This is kind of an upscale area. Their video, they tape you if you're there. It's not a big deal. But but either way, I was driving and I ended up on Union Street, and you can't really tell too clearly. It looks like a cemetery, but it's actually, you can't street view this. This is a bunch of mansions here. It has a little dragons here. Actually, I have a picture of it. I did a screenshot. These are little dragons, and they were blue when I was there. It was creepy as hell. And I don't think when I was there, you can drive into this place. It looked like it was blocked off. So this is an old street view. This is January 20. January. Huh. Feels like it was, but yeah, these little dragons, you can barely see them. So I don't think you can. Oh, you can zoom in on it. Good. Lovely. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see her there. Yeah, this place is creepy. So they have and these, I'm pretty sure these guys are blue when I was there. Yeah, this is this is where I sense a lot of evil in this area. This is not, these aren't normal people in this area, that's for sure. But to go down further, so a block down, you got this place. And these are lions. Now you can't zoom in on these apparently. Oh yeah, you can. I didn't realize it was holding something. Geez, it's even worse. The cops, the security, security was there when I was there. Notice how it's hiding back there, but this doesn't look friendly in any level friendly at all. I don't think I can. Yeah, they're definitely telling you something. They have a clock there, so like they're controlling time, and there's another line over here, and this is wealthy area with security. And when I was there, there was 2 cops there. So yeah, this is not a safe. These aren't safe people to be. There's another line there. So yeah, this is lovely. This is, look at that. Does that look normal to you? Does that look like, they definitely, just with having the clock there, it's like kind of like they rule time. It has so many different agendas and part of it. So it's, welcome to Spooksville. So, those type of families, Masonic families, not to say that's all Masonic, but Masonic families, they build the airports, they build the streets, they build all this stuff to, and, they build their temples. They're just, not of love, of darkness, basically. Jeez. I know some people want to find Christianity as better. I'm not sure if maybe it's the less of the 2 evils, I guess. They both suck. But either way. They're both kind of controlling, but yeah, neither one are much better than the other. So yeah, it's pretty messed up. So that's in St. Louis. I'm surprised I didn't see that Masonic Lodge, the larger one. That was like 9 minutes from downtown. So Anyway, it's Creepville. So, lovely. I did a video in front of Masonic Lodge, the kind of the tap, the one's falling apart. I also did a video. I'll put it up eventually of the courthouses that look creepy there. So all right. We're going to Captain Kirk of Star Trek energy and get some alien energies from that. There's a lot of people that tap into their alien self. With some people feel that Star Trek vibe. You have the captain, you have the crew and things like that. It's very common. Connecting this. So I feel like Captain Kirk would be a good one to tap into. And the Orion Wars just give another point of view of it. It feels like the animal connections, like the felines and dragon energies or something around those lines. Maybe an earth connection if that would come through. Not everything's coming through, of course, but so we'll just run it. And Masonic Temple energy, I can tap into some of that. We'll see. See if that even feels like the right thing to tap into. Sure. So, all right. Okay. All right. Blessings. Greetings. The Captain Kirk consciousness. Greetings to you. Usually aliens are animals, normally creatures. There are humans, of course, in space, but if you see a lion being as a captain of a ship, or a reptile, or even an insectoid for that matter, that's very common. So the human element, yes, they do exist, of course, but humans are very small compared to other animal species that are out there. They've done it first. Of course, humans we're early also, but the animals are the ones that really take it to a whole new level. So the ape beings that are flying on ships, and obviously the human aliens are assisting your world. There are so many different other species that humans might feel like the minority when you start opening up your minds. Of course, this world was, it's doing what other worlds would not do. Forget itself, forget the universe, space, and sometimes give itself hints like of space travel and go into the imagination, because the imagination is basically the astral realm. Imagination is basically you on a higher dimensional level. Not all of it's meant to be remembered, but you are in a remembering state at this time. And yes, many human people feel like you're crazy for tapping in, but you are basically unlocking a lot of details that you can go deeper into other realities, other realms, of course. But the Star Trek element is basically NASA on a whole nother level. Of course, NASA, yes, obviously is a control function here, but there are other, in a lot of ways, it's doing the world a lot of favors to keep it shut down, because a lot of humans are not ready to connect to other alien species. I mean, you're building up to remember, but NASA put a lock on the planet. You can say it's very Atlantean. Because when you open the world up back to aliens, there's no going back. You got mantis people walking around, fish beings walking around your planet. It's just going to become a crowded world of different beings. So there is a future state of Earth. Maybe you call it the new Earth, but it's basically an Earth of alien beings, which will happen eventually. Now, you're part of the early stages of this for the Earth to basically get used to the idea of alien visitors here, where it won't be a big deal. Right now, it's a big deal. Right now, it's just seen as a myth. Aliens don't exist. But of course, in the future, you'll know aliens exist, and it's like, where were we? And it's like the United States was pretty much unknown from history, and technically, at least according to history, right? It was discovered in the 1400s. But in the long run, it's always been here. Same with the aliens. They've been here forever. It's just now, finally, you're controllers of your reality. And it's basically seeing where humans are ready to adapt to this new vibration that's here. So there is alien disclosure, usually through fiction, to see basically fiction and science fiction is to test humanity to see if it's ready. And humanity is known to backtrack a lot. It's just fiction. They see things they don't like, and then the alien disclosure steps back actually. But that's why many of you are here. So you wonder if you're going to have a future incarnation here to basically, yes, take all the beatings and the ridicule for bringing alien knowledge here. A disclosure is always possible also. There's no one really stopping you from that. It's always a possibility. It's just to say it's not going to happen is, you are disclosure. It is working through you. So, I know you can bring it in individually to the masses, which is happening now. You're getting used to the vibrations of it. Many of you do hold back the disclosure energy, meaning that you do feel that humans aren't really ready, but some of you are kind of going back. Either way, you're bringing the knowledge here. So there will be a time where, there'll be a culture in society when the alien knowledge is going to be everywhere, at least on a fictional level at first. And then slowly it'll go into an era where aliens are finally on a mainstream level that, the mainstream consciousness is allowing more alien energy to be brought into your society. So you're just part of the early stages of all this. Of course, you're also healing much of the Bible's frequency. Of course, the aliens all through the Bible. And that'll be pointed out even more. It's pointed out now, but eventually that'll go much deeper. So as for Captain Kirk, some people might see me as a lion being. I'm basically from the future. Many of you are in that future. Many of you actually know me. So pretty much the show pretty much depicted me as correct. I'm a lot older now, but there are younger versions of me. But the older version looks at the younger version of me is like, what was I thinking? So the Captain Kirk energy is basically to inspire. Why was I chosen? Because I'm the one that usually gets in most trouble, most difficulties. Doesn't make me better than others. It's just I'm the one that usually pokes his nose where it doesn't belong. So, greetings to you. We are a consciousness, Andromedan energy, Palladian energy, Sirian energy, Arcturian energy. Yes, to go into details of your Orion ties. Of course, there are many. There are, yes, elf beings that want to control the earth. Agenda is basically to see as humans as commodities, humans as a neighbor, but not of great importance. Humans here are, as you see, not everybody, but many are ignorant to their planet. Well, because the elemental beings, the elf people, now some of that are just service itself, is what we're getting. We're giving you their point of view. They feel like if humans are not connecting to nature, they're not coming together. Humans are just, yes, manipulated, but they can still bypass a lot of those manipulations and accept nature and its realities, multidimensional realities. And even the scientists here are very neglecting the multidimensional realms. And so the aliens basically say humans aren't ready. We'll just wait. You always have the chance to move forward, but humans do backtrack a lot. Not everybody, but quite a few do. It's not taught in your universities about alien life forms and taking it more seriously. It can be, but many still neglect. Even many of your professionals, your scholars look at alien knowledge as a joke because they're not ready spiritually to develop. They're just more on a physical level, and also the physical knowledge of being a professor has gotten them far. So the spiritual level is just heresy. Of course, they don't want to lose their jobs either. So we do see many of your universities taking alien knowledge more seriously, like an alien course, like Harvard University. We're going to talk about aliens. We're going to talk about all of these things. Doesn't mean you can get a job doing it. Then again, you never know. Talking about the Pleiadians and the Sirians and all these type of myths that's being downloaded and understand it better. They might even do a study on it. They might say all of you are crazy, but either way, all of you probably know you're crazy anyway, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You are shifting your consciousness in the way you think and your brain patterns. So you might see you as just your brain patterns just operating differently, but it doesn't make you bad or anything like that. We just feel that your universities eventually will take it. Well, if your academics take it more seriously, that means it can finally be allowed more into your environment. It's just most humans are not used to using their 4, 6 sense or 7 senses. The reptilian energy that's here. Basically the earth is being occupied until humanity awakens. Yes, there's a lot of manipulation here, but humanity is always allowed to be aware. It's just that humans look the other way. And it has to, become part of society where humanity really wants to know. Obviously, their psychic abilities and metaphysical energies, most humans look away and ignore it. Even if they use it all the time. They use these abilities all the time, but they don't take it seriously. They see it's all fake, but yet they use it all the time. So basically, this is the normal story. Basically, Atlanteans had all this power, and the humans were given the power. And it is all these advanced technologies, and humanity just wasn't ready for it. So it squandered everything, and so everything got removed, and life's been a nightmare here in many levels. Not all worlds go through this. Quite a few do, but not at this level, because the human race here just doesn't want to know about itself. Your elites here can only do so much manipulation. It's still up to the human race to want to know more about itself. And you hear about the elites, the Masonic temples and all that. Yeah, they're making it clear that they're here, but humanity ignores it. Humanity is not realizing the magic within itself, its power. It recognizes to a certain level. It's not always ready. And you always have the capability of evolving, but many choose not to. They say, oh, no, it's fake and that's not real. That means they're not ready. They need this human and physical experience. And there's nothing wrong with having it. The physical is always going to exist. It just exists at a level where you have more power of the physical, more out-of-body connections. So you go in your physical body, but you can go out of your body. You can heal your human body very easily. You just become at a lighter frequency. This world can go at least the 6th dimension, even a 7th dimension, but still be physical, but you're more powerful. So that's what you're bringing into this environment. So the Orion Wars are just a lot of selfish beings came here, caused difficulties, showed how young they were, how immature they are, and you're seeing it here. So you're bringing more of a scholar frequency here for basically be taken more seriously. That's why more people are awakening. You're going to see many that are manipulated, those are not. Either way, you're bringing in the alien knowledge for you to evolve. And those that bring in manipulative energy are to backtrack, slow things down, control others. And that's always going to happen. It happens throughout the universe. It's always going to occur. And that's where souls need to learn. But as more of the galactic knowledge becomes more accepted by society, even have alien holidays. Technically, Roswell has a holiday connected to it, but not nationwide just yet. But your governments will be seen as more galactic eventually. You're at a time period of where The awakening is basically knowledge. It's just becoming more aware of your galactic roots, and society just no longer ignoring it. Little by little, it accepts more of what's happening here, and there's nothing to be afraid of either. The idea is to heal that fear. Because the alien knowledge just becomes secondhand knowledge. It's like I'm human, but I also connect to my alien self, and you just connect more to your power. You connect more to your six-dimensional self, where you can, yes, like I said, go out of body and connect to your, your own universe, basically, and connect to other universes and bring knowledge of all these other planets. Basically, instead of getting a spaceship and going somewhere, you feel the other worlds within yourself. Some of you are already going through this already. You can already tap into Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. You're already doing that already. So you're already going out of body. You're just not aware of it. So when you tap into these other planets or people or beings, if you tap into a planet, you are remote viewing to that other world. So when you tap into Mars, you're remote viewing Mars. You tap into Venus, you're remote viewing Venus, and not even knowing it. So if you connect to a person's energy, you remote that person's energy too. So there's only so much you can see. Of course, there's blockages. It's always going to happen. Well, there's only so much knowledge can be brought in this physical realm, because humanity is not allowing itself to be aware. So you get pieces of what's happening, but at least you're getting something. But the galactics are wanting a great deal. How you can forget everything like this? I mean, that was the biggest. One of the biggest things that ever happened in this world was amnesia, was to forget the universe, to shut it down. Not just because humans were not capable of the higher dimensions, not always that, but the idea is to just let the world forget. And many of you were involved with that. Because you saw how much you can learn, how the potential of not remembering the spirit realms. So you actually learn more. You might go through a lot more difficulty. It's not just the third dimensional realm. It's just that you don't remember anything realm. That's the hardest part. Being physical is not easy, no, but not remembering your abilities and the universe and your alien connections, that's hard. So, of course, keeping your bodies up to date. I mean, basically, a human can live for 1,000 years on this planet. But with all the hardships here, why would you want to? Keep it short. Keep it for 100 years or 50 years or 20 years incarnations cycle, because there's only so much a body and a soul needs to learn in one incarnation. You can always have many other incarnations to expand yourself. So think of your incarnation cycle as like a school term, you can say, but you can move up the levels in your own teachings, of course, in one lifetime, as many of you know. Blessings. Greetings to you. We are the Masonic consciousness. Much of our energies come from Orion. We come from other star systems, of course, because these are the teachers. Masonic energies are to carve out a society, carve out technologies. The Tartarians were no longer needed due to the agendas. Well, because humanity did not deserve the Tartarian energy anymore. It still had to learn slowly. Now, technologies that are here currently, you can say, are from Tartarian vibrations. Your cell phones, there is a hint of Tartaria there. It just went into technology instead of architecture. So it's still here. Is basically, yes, much of this spiritual connections will be seen as a myth only until humanity is ready to move forward. So the Masonic frequencies is there to just lay the foundation of experience. You can say technically the Masons could just talk about aliens just like that, but do you deserve aliens? No, many don't. You can find out on a spiritual level, go against the peer pressure, which shows a lot. So we shut off the aliens for you to find the aliens. We shut off spirituality for you to find spirituality. That's the point, is to shut everything down and you taking a chance to find it. So it's hard, but worth it in the long run. Especially when you find it, it's hard, but it does have a lot of soul healing and releasing regret. Many of your humans here, of course, humans have been taught to just be human. You need to learn how to be human. You want to be an alien? You've done that in other lifetimes. It's here. You're here to learn by our rules. Until our rules don't work anymore. And so the Masonic energies, you don't need those anymore. The temples go away. They're needed right now. Even if they're empty, they still put out a vibration. Your streets that have been built, your New York City, your Chicago's, and all the streets will eventually heal themselves. We don't need streets anymore. You don't need buildings to live in anymore. You bring more of a lighter frequency. And there will be a part like a half third dimensional earth and a half high vibrational earth. Basically, a high vibrational earth is where you have no crime. People are levitating. People are just, and slowly you're building up that society now. Most likely that'll happen on certain islands in the world. Fiji might be one of them, where people are reconnecting to themselves, where you see a person hovering from the ground.